This is actually my first men's game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't done men's game at all season.
I thought we did one together.
Did we actually?
I think we did. The one game Dougie actually was able to get out there. So.
I gotta look back. Maybe we did.
I feel like it was just
this
that
is my
one.
first one.
You might be right though. I don't know. There's been a lot of games.
We've only done the women's one. So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Anderson Athletic Center, Kalamazoo College, for tonight's MIAA men's basketball game between Trine University and your Kalamazoo College Hornets. Before we tip off tonight, we're excited to honor our 6 seniors who have all made a major impact throughout their careers here at Kalamazoo College. Our first senior, Carter Vandermeer, is accompanied by his father, Denny, Margaret Angie, stepfather, Mike, sisters, Megan, Amy, and Charlotte, and his brother, Joseph. During Carter's time as a Hornet, he has led the team in three-pointers made 3 times, as well as leading the team in points during the 23-24 season. During Carter's sophomore season, he led the MIAA in three-point percentage, as well as three-pointers made. Carter is a business major at Kalamazoo and will look to continue his career in finance while also exploring a career in coaching basketball. His favorite Kalamazoo basketball memory is going on the team trip to Greece last summer. Please join us in giving Carter a huge round of applause. Our next senior is Dougie Blackwood. He is accompanied by his sisters Nadia and Ariel and his girlfriend Kaylana. Dougie epitomizes what it means to find a way, as he has demonstrated resilience and overcome injuries throughout his career at Kalamazoo. Dougie has made the MIAA academic honor roll twice as a Hornet. During his 3 games played this year, Dougie is 3rd in points per game, with one of those games being a 19-point scoring performance and an overtime win versus Berlin. After Kalamazoo, Dougie plans to move back home to Tampa, Florida to pursue a career in finance. Dougie's favorite Kalamazoo basketball memory is hanging out and bonding with the team during the Greece trip. Please join us in giving Dougie a huge round of applause. Our next senior is Trey Bowling, who is accompanied by his parents, Lindy and John. Trey has made a tremendous impact on the program during his 4 years, with his personality in our locker room and the winning plays he makes on the court. Whether it's getting a clutch rebound or coming in the game and scoring a big bucket like he did against Hope and Case Western this year, Trey finds a way to make a positive impact in our program every day. Trey is a biology major with a pre-med focus. After Kalamazoo, Trey plans on attending Wayne State for a master's in basic medical science with the intention of medical school once that program is completed. His favorite Kalamazoo memory is the Greece trip last summer and hosting the team every year at the Kalamazoo Games. Please join us in giving Trey a huge round of applause. Our next senior is Caleb Call. Caleb is accompanied by his stepfather Paul and sister Georgia. Caleb has made big contributions on the court since his freshman year and sets the example every day for his teammates by making a positive impact on our locker room with his leadership on and off the floor. In 2024, Caleb was named to the NABC Honors Board. Caleb is a double major in biology and business and plans to pursue a career in finance. Caleb's favorite Kalamazoo basketball memory is going on the team trip to Greece last summer. Please join us in giving Caleb a huge round of applause. Our final senior is J.J. Stevens, who's accompanied by his... Sorry about that. Our next senior is Lucas Hannafin, who's accompanied by his parents, John and Taylor. Lucas raised our team's level of competitiveness the moment he arrived as a freshman. He has made a tremendous impact on the basketball court and the football field these past 4 years. He was named to the NABC Honors Court. This season, Lucas is leading the team in points, assists, steals, and free throws made. Lucas is a business major, and after Kalamazoo, Lucas plans on going to grad school to pursue a master's in international relations. His favorite Kalamazoo basketball memory is also the trip to Greece thank you, professors, for all that you do to support our 6 seniors and our students here at Kalamazoo College. Please join us in giving one more round of applause for our seniors.
I don't know. We'll see. Literally when they post them, we find out. It's hilarious. I would say let's go on, but I don't know.
Starting laps will be in 5 minutes.
I don't know how much more it's probably going to give us.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon from here at Tisch Lovelace Court. Tonight, your Kalamazoo Hornets face off against the Trine Thunder. And if you were listening just a moment ago, tonight is MVP night, most valuable professor, but also senior night, last home game for your Hornets as well. I'm Quentin Powers.
I'm Maya Pasillas.
And welcome, Maya. I know it's been a while since you've been out here commentating some men's hoops. I mean, how have you been?
No, yeah, it has been a minute since I have gotten to watch the men's basketball games. I do my fair share of watching the broadcast every now and then myself. So trust, I have been watching, I have been hearing, I have been paying attention, keeping a close eye on their season. But I'm just excited to be here, honestly. It's the last home game, right, of the season. And honestly, I'm really looking for them to just turn up. I mean, I feel like you got to have fun with it, right? It's MVP night. You just congratulated all your seniors. You got a huge group of seniors getting ready to maybe go out into the real world, one might say. So, again, just looking for everybody to have a great time out there, have a really fun way to close out the season and different things like that. I mean, not a lot to say, honestly, other than, like, let's see how this one turns out. Again, I want to see some chalk up some good plays, something nice to watch for the last home game here at Tisch Lovelace Court. I'm excited, honestly. I've heard really good things. I know this team, you know, despite its struggle, I've heard very, very, very good things. I know there is a lot of talent on this team, and it's just about finding the way that all that talent can click and work together. So I have really, really high hopes. I feel like this kind of just sets kind of the standard of where, okay, we are only going to shoot up from here. And so, again, really excited to watch this team play. I understand this team very well. I know a lot of the players on the team, and I know they kind of share the same attitude, right? You can only go up. You can only get better. So looking forward, again, to seeing the rest well, seeing the game start and watch, right?
Yeah.
But also looking forward towards the future next season, and also finishing out strong for the seniors on the team.
100% agree with you there, Maya. And honestly, it hasn't been, the most ideal season. We know Kalamazoo has had some trouble in conference play, and if we're talking about some main issues, I think it's really just closing out those games and being here, watching them play at home. They play significantly better at home, different and better score differentials here. But also, as you said, playing as a team today and having fun. Senior night, last night here, playing on this court for this season. So there you have it for us. I think we're going to let our PA announcer take it away, and we'll be back with you in a second.
Will not be tolerated during today's game. Consumption or possession of alcohol beverages in the athletic facilities is prohibited. Please help ensure the game is fun, spirited, and compliant with NCAA and MIAA policies. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. Now at this time, please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. And now for the starting lineups. For Trine at guard, a senior from Brunswick, Ohio, number 0, Danny Flood. And for the Hornets, senior guard from Chelsea, Michigan, number 2, Lucas Hennepin. And for Trine, first year 4 from Sunbury, Ohio, number 4, Elias Lewis. And for the Hornets, senior guard from Grayling, Michigan, number 10, Caleb Hall. And for Trine, senior guard from Marshall, Michigan, number 5, Nate Tucker. And for the Hornets, a senior guard from Tampa, Florida, number 11, Dougie Blackwood. And for Trine, senior guard from Lancaster, Ohio, number 24, Jaden Bradshaw. And for the Hornets, a senior forward from Sturgis, Michigan, number 21, J.J. Stevens. And for Trine, senior forward from Myron Center, Michigan, number 30, Logan McKenzie. And for the Hornets, a senior center from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 42, Trey Ailing. Head coach for Trine is John Vanderwall, assisted by Isaac Anderson, Pete Smith, Alex Trevino, and Marty Beasley. And for the Hornets, your head coach is Nick Giard, assisted by Matt Cobalt, Will Williams, and DJ Ferguson. Officials for tonight's game, Chad Palmer, Larry Murphy, and Chris Dupree.
Okay, Maya, there you go. Starting lineups for senior night. You've got a couple of seniors out there, and Dougie Blackwell, J.J. Stevens, Trey Bowling, Lucas Hannafin, and Caleb Call. Tonight for Trine, they're starting a different lineup, one we're not completely used to. I think late in this season, and with how, unfortunate it was for the Hornets in that last game, and Trine came away with that one pretty easily. They might be trying to give some other players some experience out there tonight. So the Hornets get the tip. Stevens gets up there. And we're going to take a timeout to start this one. I think this is just a way to get all the seniors out there, right, Maya?
Yeah, again, it being senior night, you got to let all the seniors play. You got to, recognize their impact that they've had on the team. So really, really nice to see that, letting them, get the start, and especially with all the family in attendance, I mean, that's got to feel nice.
100% there, but we're back into action. And Hannafin for three. That one's good, starting out hot.
I'm telling you, when you're playing for your teammates, you start off a little bit different. Hannafin right there showing what he's good at.
Vandermeer, after the steal, gets to the rim. No foul is going to be called. Tried to draw the contact, and Trine on the push. And now Flood, a really great three-point shooter, had 10 threes earlier this season against Anderson. Gives us to the outside. Layup is no good from Lewis.
That was a good move by Lewis there, but just didn't open up enough room on the floor for himself.
And Call trying to get on the inside. Turns it over to Flood. And now Tucker in the paint, taking contact. No call there, letting him play right now.
Yeah, nice spin move, but again, no luck. Really good guarding right there by the post.
Blackwood, good pass to Stevens. Stevens going in on two, and a nice hook over top of McKenzie. And Trine is looking to respond. Trying to take the lid off the basket. Lewis on top of the key, pass it, Bradshaw. That one's good. Expect to see a lot more of that. Last 3 games, scoring over 20 points. And he has been on a roll. So the Hornets looking for Hannafin. Hannafin, a nice move to Call. Call, where's he going? The inside, of course. And a nice lay. Oh, my goodness, the finger roll.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that was just a beautiful, beautiful run there by Caleb Call.
And so after a great shot there, ooh, Call is going to be called for the foul. A little too physical on Tucker. Just plowed his way through the screen.
I almost got to give Call a pass for that one, though, after the layup he had. That was just beautiful, seeing the way you can weave through defenders. Really, really nice moves there. So, hey, a lot of positives here. You're looking up.
Yeah, and Call has had some fantastic games this season. One game against Hope, he came in for 13. And the layup no good from McKenzie.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Blackwood right there defensively. He was able to kind of clean up the defensive hole on the floor.
Oh, and Dougie Blackwood drains it from deep. A sidestep jump shot is good.
And yet, I mean, with the impact that Blackwood has had on this basketball team, he needs to let that fly. I mean, this is his senior night. He's got to make a mark, already a huge mark on the team.
And now a response from Nate Tucker. Trying to crash on the Hornets' fun. Blackwood has only played 3 games this season, and all of them averaging around 10 points in each. Blackwood tried to take it to the rim, but foul from Bradshaw. And Maya, it's good to see these seniors taking their shots, feeling it out right now. Blackwood's going to take a seat, but Sompa comes in.
Yeah, could be watching Blackwood's minutes as well, right? Hasn't played all too much due to injury, and so you got to kind of keep an eye on it. Even though it's senior night, you still want to make sure your players are being safe.
100%, and now with Sompa in, this is a starting lineup we would see often. Stevens, though, a nice move, a good sidestep, and that's savvy with patience.
Yeah, Stevens is like killing it on the floor right now. You've seen his movement, the fluidity. You can see him shift the weight on his hips. Really, really good move down there in the paint.
And a swat from Stevens on the other end. Hornets on the push. Hannafin inside. Layup's good. Over Tucker. Timeout for Trine.
I mean, full credit to Kalamazoo right there. You forced the timeout. Trine had a timeout. This is probably not what they were expecting, right, for the first couple minutes of the quarter, but you got to give credit to Kalamazoo, able to push the hand here I mean, they're just moving nice. You got the fluidity on the court. The passes are clean. You got good transition plays, right? They're moving from that defensive play to that offensive transition. So really, really nice to see. And then you have Sompa back on the floor, which is a positive. You're adding that speed. You're adding that savvy, right? So more, I mean, again, just positives on positives right now for this Hornets side. And also, you know, big shout out to Dougie Blackwood. Really, really doing a nice job on the floor. Again, watching his minutes, but I expect him to come back out onto the court as the game progresses.
100%, Maya. And when you get out there after taking a long break, getting back to game speed is difficult. So he's taking his time. We see him rolling it out on the bench over there, out of your frame, but in ours for sure. So expect to see him back and try now, after the timeout, trying to be as effective as they have been this whole season. Kalamazoo's got the zone. Bradshaw for three. That one's good. And a great shot.
Yeah, and now, you know, the Hornets know what they got to be wary of.
Ooh, but there, Sompa just a little too early on the pass. They're going to be called for a backcourt violation. Vandermeer must have just had a foot a little bit too far behind.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but I do want to finish that thought. You got to keep an eye on Bradshaw, right? You know that he's going to let it fly from that three, so you got to really lock him down, especially when you're kind of having as good as the flow as you have right now. You don't want anything breaking that up, so keep a good eye on any players that can kind of come alive like that, and then, you know what, you got a good-looking first quarter.
Definitely, Maya, and it's your last home game. You want to make it special. So, Trine, after a turnover gifted to them, looking to cut down the deficit. Bradshaw from the same spot. No good. Fighting for the rebound, though. Tucker gets it. Tucker had some room. No good on the lay. Now Call on the attack. He gets fouled.
Yeah, lucky to get the foul there. He was trying to split two and then kind of it's just not enough. Really narrow right there, right? You got to really be good at that footwork, or I don't know, just kind of disappear between the two defensive players. Either way, able to get the foul call. So you got an opportunity from that.
And so the fast start takes a little break in this media timeout. First 4 minutes of the game, Kalamazoo scores 14 points. I mean, they were starting hot. And Coach John Vanderwall, first season there at Trine, he is and was fuming on the bench because I don't think he expected that at all.
Yeah, and on top of that, right, it's not like Trine hasn't scored. It's 14-9, so they're definitely also getting their shots on the board. It's more so this feeling of momentum that the Hornets are carrying right now. It's making it feel like Trine is down 14-2 right now, right? You're kind of having this feeling that they're really taking longer periods of time to make the shot. So even though they got 9 points, they got those 9 points in a lot longer kind of time differences than the Hornets. The Hornets, you know, scoring a couple shots every minute or so, and then you got Trine taking longer gaps due to the defensive pressure of the Hornets. So something to look forward to, something that they're probably kind of talking about on the bench is, okay, we got to break up their defensive press. We got to break up their passes and force these mistakes. And that's something the Hornets are going to have to stay wary of as well.
And I don't doubt Coach Vanderwall will change and start to fix these mistakes. Game goes on. Their season has been very successful. Third in the MIAA right now. Doing a really great job beating Hope and Calvin. But tonight, trying to end and get another win near the end of this season. Koki tries to get the spin move inside.
Yeah, that would have been really nice for Koki, especially after he's been kind of up at that guard position, doing a really nice job.
Lewis slips off the screen, has to get it back out. Bradshaw. Tucker over top of Sompa. That one's good. And you see the height difference there might have been a factor. Tucker now has 2 threes. In the corner, Vandermeer. That one's good in response.
Yeah, way too much time and space for Vandermeer. So, again, I mean, if you got that much room, you got that much time to set your feet, why not let it fly? Really, really nice shot, really nice three. And as for Koki, again, I think get him the ball a little bit more. He looks like he's really trying to get to that rim. That's a positive that you can kind of exploit if you can kind of get comfortable driving.
And a wild pass to the corner. Bradshaw now tries to give another wild pass. That one's out of bounds. The Hornets still up by 5.
Yeah, and we mentioned that Trine didn't start off the game with their usual 5, right? So
yeah,
I'd expect
You know, and I just checked that, Maya. I actually might have been a little bit wrong. They've been rotating between Cade Brenner and Elias Lewis near come conference play. They've been rotating between those two. So I wasn't sure if I'm 100% correct, but Lewis is still adjusting as a freshman. So Hornets not going to draw a foul with Perez. But as you were saying, Maya.
Yeah, no, I was exactly like kind of how you mentioned. Even though, let's say they are rotating those players, obviously something right now isn't clicking. So I'd expect them to kind of switch up the flow or anything like that if this continues to get out of hand. Again, 17-12, not a bad score at all. It just, the momentum makes it feel a lot different.
Definitely. Senior night, everyone's pumped up. Players are pumped up. You do feel the momentum a little bit more, even though you're not up by that much. First one from Perez. No good. This Kalamazoo College team has struggled with free throws heavily this year. Has not been one to remember in that case, but maybe that'll change tonight. No good from Perez there. We'll see.
You know, sometimes you just have seasons where small things like that are a little bit troubling, and you got to get past it.
But a tough lay from Bradshaw, and he's going to go to the line for one here.
You know, with a good as shot as that was, the Hornets actually doing a pretty good job of kind of keeping Bradshaw under lock and key, right? So he has a couple good lays in the game. He got a nice 3 earlier, right? So I think, you know, continue what you're doing, and then if you're going to have maybe a little bit of a height difference, I think Sompa already knows, okay, I got to get a little bit closer. I got to be a little bit more on top of that.
And Bradshaw keeping it as a 2. No and 1 there. Stevens swings. Hannafin gonna pull it from downtown. That one's good over top of Bradshaw. My goodness, Maya.
And that almost felt like a statement making right there, right? Over Bradshaw, you shoot a 3 from way deep downtown, and then you go ahead and drain it. I mean, that has to say something.
It says a lot about how they're feeling tonight. And now if they can secure the turnover, no good. They don't secure it. And Trine gets fouled on the way. Brenner's going to go to the line, but.
And you know what? I don't hate that foul from Sompa. I don't at all, because you can kind of see that we're setting up for maybe a dunk, a nice lay, whatever you might say right there, but I think that would have shifted momentum a little bit too much, so I kind of like that foul by Sompa.
100% agree with you there. Sometimes fouls are necessary. Brenner gets that first one to fall. A 75% free throw shooter, has been pretty successful this season. And Trine, you know, they have done and have had a fantastic program the last few years. And, you know, John Vanderwall coming into this season, as they drained that last one, he's got a lot of expectations to live up to. You know, a championship within the last 2 years, but he's got 18 years experience under Marietta. He knows what he's doing, and this Trine squad looks very polished, even through some of the struggles defensively against the Hornets. Stevens, underneath, the layup is good.
Yeah,
a great
Stevens,
move.
I mean, just finding the basket when he needs to right there. Like you said, a great move. No notes on that play.
Trine gonna pull it. Brenner from downtown. That one's good, too.
Yeah, maybe something to keep an eye on. Brenner kind of getting warmed up there at the 3. So you got to keep a close eye on anything like that. You can't let anything explode and be more than it should be.
Blackwood tries to make the contested layup. Goes up again after getting his own rebound. And a nice shot drains there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of all the cardboard cutouts of his head tonight, but that definitely, I mean, he is playing phenomenal. Again, right, hasn't seen a lot of minutes, had some injury problems, but seeing him back on the court, you can see playing like he always has.
And so after the bucket from Blackwood, you see Nash and I believe Brenner kind of got tangled up. And man, they're just giving him a couple minutes at a time to get out there and score.
Yeah, and he's doing his job, right, and not mad at it at all. He steps on, he got it too. I mean, not much more you could ask from him.
Brenner gets tipped from behind. A good steal from Sompa. Sompa on the break. Bandemer for 3. No good, but Kiefer gets the rebound. They're resetting. Stevens sees he has a mismatch against the 5'10 Flood. Bannerman gives it to Sompa. Shot clock ticking down. Goes into Brenner, but nothing there. Stevens falls on the ground after the play. You hear some oohs and ahs from the Hornet side. Now Flood. He is dangerous from downtown, 37% on this season. But no shots from him. Now he's got it in the corner. Going to work on Kiefer. He's shifty. And the shot over Kiefer doesn't fall. So the Hornets looking to up their lead even more. Sompa gives it to Stevens. Stevens at the top of the key. Now slips away, has some space. Stevens trying to go over top of McKenzie and drawing the contact. Gets it through.
I mean, Stevens, like you said, drawing the contact, but also, I mean, no fear, no fear at all. Completely drives into two defenders, does not care, just wants to get to the bucket. That's the type of attitude you want to see. Really, really nice work down there.
So Trine looking to respond. Jones from downtown. And 3 is worth more than 2. So they're slowly chipping away at the Hornets' lead. Kalamazoo's up by 4. Sompa had some room. Corner, Vandermeer just long. And now foul's going to be called on Kiefer underneath.
It was a nice idea, right? You always want to look to respond to the opposing team's shot. So I'm not mad at it, right? You got to get that rebound. You got to make it a little bit cleaner right there. Other than that, no. So you're looking at a 26-22 game. I mean, hey, I'm going to continue what I said in that first media timeout. Playing really, really well, really, really smooth, right? Now, again, a little bit later into this first quarter, you had a couple maybe wonky passes, but you move past those. Really, the positives outweighing any type of negatives that I've seen so far. And then for Trine, I think, honestly, this is a little bit shocking for them, right? A little bit of a slower start. Not to say they're not warming up, but definitely something that they weren't expecting. And now they're trying to, find answers to that. And that can be hard, right? When you kind of come in with this mindset, maybe a little bit too confident into the first quarter. So now they're going to have to readjust, reset that plan, refocus into this first quarter, and try to see how they can come out on top. Still a lot of time left, right? You got 10 minutes, 25 seconds, and you're only down 4 points, maybe a 2-possession game. So, again, really, really close matchup. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now, though. Honestly, I'm just seeing players having fun and really connecting on those shots, really making those passes. You got seniors coming in and doing their work, doing their job, right? We talk about Blackwood stepping in for only, right? It was
minutes at a time.
Minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then he kind of takes a seat again. So if you're going to continue that method and it continues to work, I say why not?
And I think some of the best coaches out there rotate their players, kind of like hockey sometimes, because they know they have weapons. And this Kalamazoo team has weapons. It's just been pretty difficult for them to find the right combination at times. And today, combination has been found in this first half, that's for certain. And I think Trine, if we're looking at the last matchup they had, Kalamazoo shot only 22% from the three-point line, didn't make a 3 in the whole first half. So already changing the trend today. And Trine now with Jones on the outside. That one's no good, but Tucker gets the rebound. Tucker over top of Hannafin and gets it.
Yeah, and I want to call out that earlier play with Jones there, and as he called for the screen, that screen call has been working so well for this Trine side. They've been able to set up that screen, then set up a 3, and I think they're trying to continue that combination until they kind of regain the lead. But, I mean, something that the Hornets are going to have to respond to soon as they chip away.
Hannafin gets fouled on the 3 in the corner. And as you were saying, Maya, that little screen play allows whoever has the ball, and it's been Jones the last few times, to really just have a lot more room on the outside. So we'll keep our eye on that. That's a good observation. So after the 3-point shot and foul, Hannafin's going to get 3 at the line here. First one falls. That one no good.
Yeah, following in trend, Hannafin, a 67% free throw shooter, so.
Yeah, that one does fall. Yeah, 67% from the line right now for him, and 67% on the year. So Trine still down by 4. Bradshaw on the outside. Fast, gets inside. Nash caught off guard.
Yeah, really, really good delayed shot there to get Nash off of him and able to come up cleanly with the 2.
Vandermeer, a nice pass to Sompa. Sompa, though, I think surprised by how open he was. Doesn't get it, because that's usually automatic.
I got to agree with you. It kind of looked like he took a hesitation step. He was expecting some pressure on his back.
Oof. And Bradshaw somehow slips through the tough box out of Kalamazoo.
And to Kalamazoo's favor, right, they've been playing this really, really fast tempo game, and you can kind of feel it a little bit, but it looks like they've stepped off that gas pedal just a tad. So maybe looking for them to charge up real quick and then kind of reapply that pressure.
So Hannafin trying to break down Bradshaw. Call doesn't have any room on the outside. Takes it on Tucker. And a nice layover. Tucker he falls after the shot. No foul called. But I think it was kind of equal and opposite reactions with force there. So Lewis gives it to Bradshaw. Can't give Bradshaw any room on the outside. Flood, a nice pass to Tucker. Tucker going in on Nash. And that's a textbook spin move over top of Nash. Hornets here. Still tied game. They haven't lost their lead. And they're looking to keep that. Sompa, that's his shot, but nothing.
Yeah, unfortunate right now for Sompa, but you know what? He's making and completing those passes, so maybe he's going to fall a little bit more into that assist role.
Lewis for 3. Batters around, no good. And the steal from Vandermeer after the rebound from Tucker. So they regain possession here. Let's see what Hannafin tries to do on the big McKenzie. Shoots over top. And nothing. Tucker downtown looking to get some steam and heat up his offense. No good. Hornets are looking for the same thing. Sompa for 3. That one's no good either. Both teams just can't seem to score in this last few minutes. And now on the inside, Tucker and Vandermeer kind of get wrapped up, but they're going to call Vandermeer on it.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned it right. Neither team able to kind of score a shot in the last maybe two minutes. There's been been a hot second, right, since we've seen a 2 fall. And again, you kind of seen it a little bit, but it looked like Trine was going to start to slow it down, maybe connect a little bit more passes, gain some possession, then set up a shot. And I was going to say that is probably the pathway to success right now, especially since neither side is making the shots that need to be made, right? You got to take a second, slow it down, connect those passes, and then go for the 2 or the 3. Again, Hornets playing a really, really good game in terms of tempo. Looks like they stepped up the gas pedal just a little bit. I'm looking to see how they can kind of continue that pressure, continue kind of that tempo that they had, because I think that was working out really, really well. And I feel like in order for them to kind of continue down this path of success, they're going to have to continue that tempo, maybe even speed it up or ramp it up a notch. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I know this Hornet team definitely has it in them.
I 100% agree with you, Maya. I think slowing down that offense, both defensive influence, but also just simply, taking your foot off the gas a little bit. We've seen a lot more kind of ISO moves from Hannafin and Nash, which you can't complain about. But that ball movement we saw in the first 10 minutes of the game were very telling, and I think kind of gave them that lead.
Yeah, and I feel like it exposed a lot for Trine too, right? I mean, the ball movement was just so good for the Hornets, right? Trine tried to kind of respond in that way, and then you kind of seen a little bit more sloppy passes from them. So maybe you expose some type of loss there, right? And then you can kind of exploit that a little bit more.
So Bradshaw taking the lid off the hoop and gets it right after the media timeout. So now Trine has her first lead on the Hornets. And we see a familiar lineup. Perez taking it in, tries to go over top. It's going to stay with the Hornets, but Panning is going to be credited with the block.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of disappointment from Patrick Perez.
Hannafin needs to get the pass off. Does find Blackwood. Blackwood wants to go to work. Didn't know Bradshaw was there, and Bradshaw gets the block. Now Lewis almost loses it. So Brenner setting up his offense. And guess who? It's Bradshaw with it. Lewis slips away, has some space. That one's good. And uh-oh, Trine is heating up from the three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lack of defense from the Hornets. Again, that screenplay has been so tough for them. Even though it's just the first quarter, they're going to have to look to kind of handle that a little bit better, maybe spin around the screen, work if you know it's coming. And yeah, kind of just figure that out, really.
And so Koki gets through. Foul's going to be called on Crane, I believe.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, I mean, I'm going to just drop lore here and there for the seniors on here. I took a class with Connor Koki. Great. I mean, honestly, it's just, I want to mention it just because I feel like a lot of the times these student athletes, you know, you only ever hear the athlete part, but great students and leaders often on the court.
And so Koki gets that one. And, you know, J.J. Stevens, who just checks in, another great personality as well. You know, running intramural basketball, you see him all the time supporting the league and also just being there to have some fun. Sometimes we'll see him doing some homework in the stands while the games go on. Just a great guy, great personality, and we're sad to see him go. But either way, Trine still has some work to do. So does Kalamazoo. Screenplay, Lewis swings out. Panning swings again. Brenner goes outside. Lewis room from three. Again, he gets it. And offense is to perfection right now.
Yeah, right now the three is really falling for Trine, and it's hurting the Hornets. They got to respond. You got to put maybe a little bit more pressure defensively. I know it's hard to say.
But Hannafin responds right back.
Hey, that's one way to do it, right?
It is.
You're not going to do it defensively, do it offensively. And if you're going to cancel out each other's points, I'm all for it. Hannafin showing off the three right there.
And you might say that's a heat check shot, but Hannafin's just always hot from the three-point line, it feels. So Brenner has some space, trying to draw the contact over Koki. No good, but Panning with the rebound putback.
Yeah, and again, it all started from that screenplay, right? Able to open up a little bit of room on the floor. Hornets able to recover a little bit better this time. Either way, Trine coming out with a two.
So the Hornets just trying to get something. Hannafin does a great job of drawing the contact and getting the shot off. Modern day basketball, Maya.
Yeah, honestly, the spin on the ball, I was surprised that it even had a chance of going in the basket,
right,
considering the angle of his fall.
And so Hannafin, you know, back in the day, he might be lucky to get in the line, but here we are right now. He's got two. And so Bandemer, another senior, is coming back in. And Hannafin and Bandemer this season have been the two seniors at the front end. I mean, you can't point them out necessarily all the time because, you know, there's so many seniors on this team. Those two both drop, who are all just great people, great personalities in general. Bandemer and Hannafin have just been out on the court the most, starting a lot of these games and leading their squad. Flood swings it to Panning. Now Jones on the outside. He's made a three today. Panning, guarded by Koki. Brenner inside over Bandemer and one.
Yeah, not much you can say there, right? He drove into the line very nicely, able to draw the contact, continue like kind of his balance, right? Maintaining that balance, get the shot off, and then get the foul. Really, really beautiful play there.
Yeah, it kind of does a speed up, slow down, catches your defender on their toes. And it pays off, three-point play. It's 44-37. Hornets down by 7. Ooh, and a miscommunication between Perez and Koki there. We've seen that pass all year, Maya. And when it works, it is dangerous, but just a miscommunication.
Yeah, it could also be Jones a little bit that kind of blocked the pathway right for that path. So maybe you chop it up also to good defending there by Jones.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this Trine team is a great defending team. One of the leaders in point differential in the MIAA. And a nice pass from Flood to Jones. Pays off. Put that on your highlight reel because, whew, kind of cupped the ball to give it across court. The Hornets, Sompa, ISO. Nash loses it on the inside, and Jones has it. Jones tries to dish it to Brenner, but Perez gets the better end of it. Now Nash taking it inside, and they're calling a charge. Panning draws the contact.
Yeah, you know, you hate to agree sometimes, but it was really, really fast-paced. You know, offensively, I mean, as an official, I feel like you got to call it right. Just a little bit too much on that charge.
Yeah, and Panning did a good job getting his feet set, absorbing the contact, and Nash, a physical player, has to pay for it. So, Maya, I mean, Hornets now down by 10. They were leading a majority of that first half. You know, what has changed in your mind?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was that tempo switch in the middle of the first quarter, right? And it just happened. I mean, they were moving really, really quickly, really smoothly the first couple minutes of the quarter. Then all of a sudden, I know we both felt it, a little bit of a switch. They kind of slowed it down, and then it gave Trine the opportunity to warm up, heat up, make those threes, make those confidence-gaining plays, and then you're kind of now here in the last 3 minutes of the first quarter, and you're seeing a hot Trine team, right? You're seeing them completely warmed up, making the shots they need to make, and then the Hornets just need to find out a way to respond. I think they got to re-tap into the first couple of minutes of that first quarter. That's going to be the best way, best case scenario. Restart that tempo, restart that confidence. It's senior night, it's MVP night. You are playing for a lot of things right now, and I feel like continue to have fun with it. It can get very, very easy to kind of drown in the noise, right? And I feel like you got to find out a way to kind of shut that all off and just continue to play for your teammates.
Yeah, you can't get lost in the sauce, Maya. You can't get lost in the sauce. And I hate that phrase. I don't know why I'm using it, but...
Yeah, you know, Quentin, I was going to let you slide for it. You said it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, right there.
Not the greatest right now, but Kalamazoo looking to get out of this rut, and we see a high-intensity zone right now. Tried to go inside, but the high-intensity zone works. Perez gets the steal. Now Nash on the inside has a mismatch over Flood, and that's a nice reverse.
And I hate to pat myself on the back, but they came out guns blazing, right? I mean, they are moving at a fast tempo. You talked about the zone. I mean, look at that foot. I mean, what?
Nice.
What is going out on there in the court? And it takes just a simple timeout to make that happen. Look at them playing with this tempo. You're right, they broke up the pass, came out with the two. What more could you ask for?
And you see that starting lineup come out for Trine again. Excuse me, Brenner wasn't a starter, but he has started a couple games this year. Maybe with a little bit more experience and trust from Coach Vanderwall in his starters, they might be able to break this high intensity more. But now it looks like Kalamazoo's kind of let off. Flood, that one's good, and he's automatic. He's been automatic all year, Maya.
Yeah.
So just continues to give Trine the lead. 11-point lead for them right now. Nash wants to go to work on Tucker. Kind of runs right back into his teammate Sompa. Stevens almost lost it. Hannafin from the outside. Getting contact from Brenner. Now Nash just has to pull it up as shot clock ticks down. But they get their own rebound. And Sompa gets the three in response.
Yeah, and you knew that was going to go in for Sompa as soon as it left his fingertips. You can see he's planted his feet very nicely. Looked like almost like a practice, right? Something that you would just let off in practice. Very machine-like. Nice to see from Sompa.
And Flood wants to respond right back. That one's short. Vandermeer going inside. Gets some contact, but slowed back down. Perez to the corner. Vandermeer, heavy pressure from Flood. Now Perez thought about taking a deep three. Stevens, shot clock ticking down, going to work on Tucker. Shimmy, shimmy, no good.
Yeah, Perez, like you said, hesitation on the three, but maybe you let it fly.
Bradshaw unable to connect. Flood unable to connect. A couple empty possessions right now for Trine, and the Hornets really have to kind of make up for those and start to trim that lead down. Stevens, a nice pass to Nash, and now that tough defense from Trine is going to be called for a foul.
But I'll say, you know, earlier, right after that timeout, and they came out with that two, it was due to that fast tempo, right? We talked about the really high-intensity defense, so you got to give thanks to that, but it's also because it caught Trine off guard. They didn't think just randomly out of a timeout you're going to come out that quick, that fast. So really, really nice movement from Kalamazoo. You know they can do it, so now you just got to see them produce that more often.
And so, as we're almost done with this first half, 30 seconds, just about 30 seconds, we've got some bonus shots, 1 and 1 for Nash. He got the first. That second one falls as well. So Blackwood comes in for Nash, giving him just 30 seconds of playing time, but that's how they've been subbing him. And Trine, plenty of weapons here. And Sompa's taken the gamble of pressuring Flood, who has been so shifty this year, near the top. Here comes the attack. Flood, some space, slips through the lane, tries to draw contact. No good. Shot clock ticking down, and that one's short. But a good possession defensively from the Hornets. Stop and try.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's exactly what I was going to mention. You know, if you're not going to end the quarter off with getting a point yourself, you want to end it off on a good possession, whether offensively or defensively. And you can see defensively, they had it on point. Good pressure applied. You want to see that extended now into the second quarter, into the second half. And, you know, continue their game. They're doing a really, really nice job right now of staying in the game, staying within kind of striking distance, only down by 6. That's, what, 2-possession game at minimum there. So you got a lot of positives, honestly. I was expecting a fun game. I'm seeing it out on the court. It's just how they can continue that. We've talked about the leadership on and off the court. We mentioned the seniors. They know that they're playing for a little bit more than just a regular MIAA conference play here. It's a little bit more than that, right? You want to support your seniors, especially as they make their way off the team.
Yeah, and we have been gifted with such a great first half, Maya. Both teams are shooting over 50%. Both teams are also shooting over 55% from three-point line. So shots are just falling right now. Hornets got to the line a few times. They're 8 for 11. And, I mean, we'll see how this second half goes. I think the Hornets just got to keep their foot on the gas, as you said, Maya.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
But we're going to take a quick break here at halftime. We'll be back with you in about 10 or 11 minutes or so. Stick with us. Well, welcome back, folks. We are just about back to action here on Tisch Loveless Court, and hope you got a couple snacks, some food, some drinks, whatever you need. And Maya, you want to take us through some stats here as we're about to start?
Yeah, again, just in case you missed the first half, I mean, it was a half, especially that first quarter. I mean, there wasn't a lot of notes. That first quarter, Trine, that first half, Trine, although outscoring Kalamazoo 50-44, the momentum that Kalamazoo carried in that first quarter was great. I mean, right, we talked about it a little bit off air as well, and it just felt like a different team out there, again, battling their own struggles, but today, more than ever, they are playing for their seniors. They're playing for that MVP night, right, most valuable professor, and you're seeing on the court, they're having a lot of fun. They're connecting their passes. We talked about what's been working, what hasn't in terms of working. You know, I said that quick tempo, applying that nice defensive play. I mean, they have been playing very, very well. Just take a look a little bit at the leaderboard. You got Lucas Hannafin with 15 points in that first half already, right? J.J. Stevens following in suit with 8, and then Dougie Blackwood with 5, and I want to emphasize him just a little bit because he was able to get those 5 points at crucial times, but also with very limited minutes on the court. We talked about how they're kind of like watching his time on and off the court, coming back from energy. Well, again, he's playing phenomenally right now. Every time he comes in, he goes for that bucket, and it's been playing well, very, very good. Even with rebounds, he got Vandermeer with 5, Stevens with 4, Perez with 3. So different things like that really, really working out. You even got Blackwood on the leaders for assists with 3 on his stat sheet. So I'd expect him to come in more, but again, he only comes in for like 1-2 minutes, then gets back off the court. But it's been working out. So I say, you know what? You want to keep up the play, keep applying that pressure, keep that quick tempo, and you know what? Work with Dougie Blackwood.
100%, Maya. I mean, you got 3 assists and 5 points for Dougie, and he is just doing a fantastic job with the minutes he gets. I mean, pretty much every single minute is a point because you look at those assists as well. I mean, it all starts to add up at the end of the day, but Blackwood is going to be out there for the second half. Stevens, Hannafin, Vandermeer, and Call. Call has been a little bit quieter today, but had a really nice layup earlier. And when he gets hot, he's hard to stop. I mean, I know you weren't commentating this game, Maya, when they played Hope, which actually ended up being a really good game. Kind of unexpected, but Call played fantastic, and when they need physicality, he's your guy. Trine tries to start out hot, and get a quick bucket off Bradshaw.
Yeah, we've been talking about these hot shots. Well, the 3 has been working on both sides of the ball.
Stevens took it in from a nice pass from Blackwood, and he gets the foul, I think, from behind. I think McKenzie is going to be called for it. So Stevens doesn't get that first one to fall. Second one is good.
Yeah, and that kind of falls in line with his free throw percentage being a 57%. And again, making 1 out of the 2 just now.
Hannafin high pressure on Flood. Now Lewis directing the offense. Tucker back to Flood though. Can't give either of these players any space. And right there, a charge to Stevens. Stevens just absorbed the contact from McKenzie. And I mean, you know, you can't sell that because he took a spill.
And McKenzie, I think he knew that was just a tad bit too much, right? You're going to get a call, especially with that much power in your drive. So McKenzie, unfortunate there. But fortunate for Kalamazoo, they've had a couple of these opportunities where they kind of get this free chance ball. It's just about kind of finishing it off and getting the 2 or 3 out of it.
And right there, Maya, they get something out of it because Vandermeer gets it from way downtown.
Yeah, I've been talking about making these big shots. Both sides really committing to their 3-point game tonight. I mean, you've seen the Hornets letting it fly.
And Flood no good.
Yeah, as I let that shot kind of take off there, but they've been letting it fly, and it's been working out, especially for Trine as well. They've been making big shots and kind of closing up the game.
Stevens wants to go to work. Let's see if Bandemer is going to feed off that energy he had on that last shot. He's going up against the big McKenzie and beats him to the hoop. We're tied up.
Yeah, that, I mean, you know, sometimes you want to tie it up with a 3 or break the tie with a 3 or something. You know, the 3 just feels a little bit better, but that right there was beautiful.
Tucker way off. Airballs the corner 3. They do get their own rebound. Flood, a nice pass to McKenzie. McKenzie making Stevens jump, and that's textbook.
Yeah, really, really good job kind of doing that forced hesitate. I mean, that is how you throw defenders off your mark. Really good movement.
Blackwood, a nice pass to the corner. Call, not a known three-point shooter, but he will take those.
And I also think there was a little bit of a deflection by Flood.
So Trine, they finally broke the 6-0 run from the Hornets. And Tucker now wants to attack. Call is going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, an interesting call right there again. Unfortunate because it looks like Kalamazoo's kind of finding that rhythm again, kind of falling back on their shots again. And so when you kind of have those calls to break up the flow, unfortunate, but they got to continue to press forward.
So Tucker, after that, is going to go straight on the attack, and Stevens is going to be called for the foul. And, you know, that's a tough one because, you know, you put your hands up, but if they catch you jumping off the ground and putting your body into the opponent, usually they're going to end up calling it. So Tucker is going to the line, a senior from Marshall, Michigan.
Yeah, 92% at the free throw line.
Boy, he is accurate, 92%. That's got to be one of the higher percentages I've seen all season, especially for someone who's gotten to the line 65 times. But wow, a rare miss at the line. The scramble for the rebound. And they're giving it to the Hornets. Coach Vanderwall is kind of discussing it with the refs here.
I got to agree with the call, though, on the floor. Did look like the last deflection was off the Trine defender.
Yeah, and remember, if they do want to review, there's only one camera angle, and Maya and I have pretty much the same angle you guys have on that camera. So, you know, keep your eye on that. But again, it's hard to see, so I think that's a good call from Vanderwall to not challenge.
Yeah, especially if it has to be definitive yes or no to flip the call.
Call on the attack. Tries to go over Tucker, and they're giving that battle some attention with these fouls. Tucker and Call are just kind of going at it.
Yeah, I kind of expected that, especially with how more physical both sides are getting. You'd expect the officials to kind of keep a closer eye on it. Expect to see a couple of more of these type of calls.
And the story of Caleb Call this season has been an interesting one because, you know, he's played in a lot of games, but he hasn't played in every single one. There's been a couple games where he sits out, but not due to injury. I think sometimes just by choice or maybe unrelated things we don't quite know about. But I think Coach Giard really tries to place him in these more physical games. And we see right here games with a lot of fouls. He kind of stands out. You know, he really shows himself as a physical presence.
Yeah, I agree right there. And again, as he makes one of the two for Kalamazoo. Just waiting for the scoreboard to update, but hey, it makes it a little bit of a closer game.
So Trine up by 2, gives it to Flood. Flood, a nice move, but the zone right now, let's see if they can break it. Bradshaw just long. McKenzie, oh, Lewis tries to catch a body, oh my goodness. Whoa, we are not used to seeing that here.
Yeah, flying. Obviously, I feel like Trine feels a little bit of a need to make a statement right now. They are not playing a game where they thought they were going to be winning as much as they are right now. So you'd expect for them to kind of make a crazy play like that.
Yeah, wow. I mean, no good on that first one for Lewis, but well, now we know he can get up. And the freshman from Sunbury, Ohio, he may be young, but he is nimble and quick. He's got the hops. So he doesn't get either of those to fall.
Yeah, misses both, as you said. A 75% at the free throw line, so a little bit uncharacteristic right there.
Nash trying to go and work on panning. Bannerman kind of gets hit. Now Hannafin to the corner, called for three. No good. And Lewis grabs it down with some intensity. Now Bradshaw, too much room on the outside is good.
Yeah, and you can tell, you can tell the environment right here on Tisch Lovelace Court is feeling a little bit different. You got Trine bench standing up, and then you also got the Hornet home crowd really getting into it. Again, you want the Hornets to let it fly.
And as they try to let it fly, Bannerman almost got it. But hey, he gets the extra effort on the other end and slows down that Trine pace. So, immediate timeout here. I think it's needed right now. They've been going at it almost 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, 55-51, only a 4-point difference. And again, you've broadcasted a little bit more of these men's games than me this season, so I have the idea of what they've kind of come from last season to this season. You have the idea of the more current team. I'd say right now they're playing different than both versions of what we know. I feel like they're really, really stepping into their roles. It feels a little bit different. I don't know if they're just having a little bit more fun out on the court, connecting those shots, or if the chemistry is just high tonight, but really, really nice to see, especially with all the connections across the court. You got players coming alive. You got shots being made that are not usual and typical of the season. The three-point game coming alive. It's really, really good out there from Kalamazoo. Now they just got to lock it down, right? We talked about, and I'll keep mentioning it, just playing at that high tempo. I feel like you got to bring it back. It's hard to maintain. Yes, that is true. But I feel like with the success that they have had, you got to bring it back, and you got to play it throughout, the game. And that's a tall asking. But I feel like this Hornet team has put in a lot of work off the court, right? You got the weight room. You got everything working towards you. It's week 7 into the winter term. Let it out on the court, your last home game. Why not?
And I think you're exactly right here, Maya. Shots are just falling today, and they're taking more risks. We've seen a different style from the Hornets, letting the seniors be aggressive on the inside, and it's worked. And Trine today just lights out from downtown. Brenner, a nice move. And that one keeps the trend alive. My goodness, Trine just can't miss.
Yeah, and you can see the Hornets transitioned, right? And they transitioned, but they're kind of keeping that slower pace, connecting on the passes. You want to see this turn out well if you want to continue to kind of play that slower tempo.
Koki tries to go in, and it looks like Crane kind of blocked it before Koki could go up for the shot. And right now, if you look at the stats, it is pretty much exactly one of those games that kind of skews your overall season stats, because shooting 55% from the three-point right now is Trine. And Kalamazoo, they've slowed down on their shots from the three. So Trine swings it around to Brenner. Brenner has been feeling hot. Panning now to Bradshaw. Bradshaw on the attack. Just shoots it over Sompa. Nice shot.
Yeah, a little bit of a mismatch there, right, considering the height difference. But, something about Sompa, he adapts during the game. I'd expect him to kind of put a little bit more on the pedal defensively if he knows he kind of has that height difference.
And Sompa hasn't been in as much today as normal. But Perez in the corner, short. Hornets fight for the rebound. Nash has got it. Oh, but just off on the lay. He's going to want that one back.
Yeah, you got to make those shots. You got to make those twos off the rebound.
Crane on the inside, trying to attack. They're calling a foul, but not after some good defense from Koki. So, some frustration right now from the Hornets fan base. It is validated because they've slowed down a lot. I don't consider them playing too terribly at all. They've actually looked fantastic today, but they've just slowed it down quite a bit. So Blackwood is coming in, giving Nash a deserved break. I think Stevens is also going to check in. We also see number 10, Rochester Thomas, come in for Trine, his first minutes on and in this game. So Panning after the first miss gets the second. And Sompa calling his offense. Can the Hornets get back in this one? And now an off-ball foul is going to be called on Jones. It's just kind of rough physically out there.
Yeah, and I did see it. I did see the off-ball foul, and I did expect it to be called on Jones, just because that little rivalry against Hannafin has been kind of, ups and up tonight, especially considering how well the Hornets are playing. So I'd expect that to kind of be more under a watchful eye from the officials.
And Hannafin just bullies through, and he's letting them know afterwards because he went through all the contact. Brenner to Panning. Panning, 6'9", guarded by Hannafin. They do get the switch, though. Panning on the attack on Perez. Looks for the pass. The resets with Jones. Shot clock ticking down, 5 seconds. Jones inside, swatted by Blackwood. Possession stays, but 3 seconds on the shot clock.
That was nice by Blackwood defensively. I mean, you seen him, the screen maybe broke up his step and his flow a little bit, able to come around it and follow foot in foot, and then coming out right there with a block. Really, really nice play.
So Trine has to get the shot off, and no good. Didn't get it off in time. Coach Vanderwaal's a little bit confused. He thought he had to hear the bell first. But I believe Chris Dupre saw the 0 tick down first. So
yeah, and I mean, officially, it got to come down to the 0,
okay,
right?
So the officials are going to review this one and talk this one over, see if the basket counts. And I mean, ball is still in play. The basket could count, basket couldn't count. I'm not too sure exactly as referees what they can do.
And I would say, though, it's not the buzzer per se that stops the play. I mean, it does have to drop down 2-0, if I'm not mistaken, and then that is what caused it. So I'm not entirely sure how they're going to go about this. They're probably rewatching the clip now.
Yeah.
They got to be certain, not sure.
There's no, milliseconds on hours. Some stadiums and courts are able to have very precise and, fun numbers, but, we just got the basic right here.
And I want to add a little bit to the situation. Sometimes here on Tisch Lovelace Court, we have a little bit of trouble with the buzzer going off as the seconds go down. We've had stop clock issues and different things like that. So I would say that the buzzer sometimes is a little delayed. And I did see the 0 before I heard the buzzer. Again, not sure about the official ruling for that. But we're here to find out together as the officials kind of discuss it over. But, I mean, what do you see on the court? I mean, I feel like I've done a lot of what I see. And I know we're both very well-versed in kind of the teams here on the Kalamazoo campus. But, I mean, tell me a little bit more of what you want to see from this Kalamazoo side or even from this Trine side, because I think they're not playing to the level that they're expected to.
I think Kalamazoo right now has done a good job, and in games past they've struggled with this physicality and I think offensive potency, because when they've had the ball on offense, a lot of players are everyone is a weapon, Everyone today has been able to score. Sompa with a 3, and although he hasn't had much else, that's still a shot you have to think about, and that's not something he normally is willing to take this season. But other players like Hannafin stepping up, draining threes, Bandamer, a couple clutch threes that have felt like momentum shifters in this game. But some of the struggles, and kudos to Trine today. The 3-point ball for Trine a little bit uncharacteristic for them to be this accurate from downtown. They've had a good season shooting the three-point ball, but I think Flood, who usually is the best three-point shooter, is usually taking most of these shots. He's not the one making them. I mean, everyone is making them. And I think Kalamazoo just needs to adjust that, close out, and you need to go over the screens especially. Hand down, man down is what some players say, and you got to have your hands up against this Trine offense.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it a lot in that first quarter and first half, is just how good that screen was working out for Trine, and it's still working, so it's kind of like, have you found the answer? I mentioned how Blackwood was able to kind of move around that screen. I've seen that a couple times from like Koki and maybe Sompa as well, but it's still something that's kind of a work in progress, still something that they're trying to answer. But in terms of everything else, I mean, they got the fluidity, they got the movement. I feel like this is a lot of what this team was kind of expected to play this season, and it's good to see that they did, like, they have it in them, and we all knew that. It's just coming down to, okay, what clicks the best, and we're seeing that now, right? Again, you know, you'd expect, you know, them to play this well, and I knew that they would, and they definitely can, and then so it's nice to see them do so now.
And a quick number for you, I think this basket is not going to count. At least I'm pretty sure it isn't after the shot clock violation. Coach Vanderwall is talking to the officials. Maybe something will change, but as of right now, nothing has changed. Going back to those three-point shots that Trine has been making this season, averaging about 8.5 threes a game. Already in this game, they have made 12, Maya. Woo. So, you know, we're not even close to the finish line here.
Yeah, you know, and it's nice to see, right? Especially if you are trying, at least you know that three ball is working pretty well for you. Something to look forward to later in the playoffs.
So Kalamazoo, Hannafin, he's been going to work today. Gives it to Stevens. Stevens, a nice spin move. Now to Perez. Perez draws some contact. Nothing there. No shot or foul. Yeah,
I was a little surprised actually that there was no foul call. It looked like Stevens just had a lot on him.
So trying to go over that screen. Jones gets the nice slip to Panning, and Panning, he just has so much room to get that shot off, and credit to the screen, a really great screen.
Yeah, so it's getting a little bit wild for the Hornets right now. They gotta reel it in. They gotta tame it.
And Jones, I mean, he just jumps out of nowhere to get that block on Perez. And now a whole new lineup coming in for Trine. And these are the starters that we've seen. So after some good defense from the kind of bench squad from Trine, starters are coming in, trying to make a difference, and they do. McKenzie with a tough block. Here they are on the fast break. Corner three, Lewis, no good. Now from way downtown's Flood, that one's short, but they get their own rebound again. So they're gonna take their time after the fact.
Yeah, with all those rebounds, it makes sense.
And another offensive rebound. And Hannafin trying to go for it there, trying to get the jump ball on McKenzie after McKenzie uses that height advantage again.
Yeah, and you can tell momentum's on Trine's side right now, but I don't know, you gotta kind of clean it up if you're the Hornets right now. You're seeing a little bit of that fast break and kind of the danger that Trine carries when they have that fast break. And it's just because they're carrying that momentum. They're controlling the tempo. That was something that the Hornets were doing pretty well in that first half. So they just got to kind of, you know, take a breather, take a step, realize there's still, what, just under 12 minutes left in this game. You got time to kind of clean it up and wrap it up. You know, just keep it a little bit tighter, keep it a little bit cleaner. I wouldn't even say take your time, though. I really do like the fast tempo game. But I like the fast tempo game when the Hornets are controlling it. Because right now, Trine is controlling that fast tempo and pushing that speed and getting those shots.
Agree with you there, Maya, and I think down by 10 right now, 12 minutes, or just under 12 minutes left. You do have a good chance to come back in this one. 10 points, that can be shaved off real quick. I mean, this game started in 4 minutes, 14 points from the Hornets, and it felt like it was nothing. It was just automatic. So, you know, things can change real fast, real quick, especially in college hoops.
Yeah, and I can only kind of assume what that team huddle looked like for the Hornets right now. But I'd imagine that the team huddle talk was a little bit different than the normal games, right? Right now, again, I mentioned it earlier, and I will continue to mention it, but you're playing a little bit more than just a regular game. You want to send off your seniors with a nice memory.
So Kalamazoo's coming out into a zone to start this one, and it leaves Lewis with the three. Now McKenzie with the rebound, and Call just gets caught underneath him.
Yeah, again, that was just unfortunate, right call. It even looked like he tried to get out of the way, but, I mean, you're going to get called if you're on the bottom of that type of hop right there.
And so rebounds right now have been essential for Trine, and Flood no good on the three. Now the Hornets able to clean it up on the rebounds there with Hannafin. Call trying to go to work on Flood. Gets two on him. Wants to get some contact, but nothing. Flood slips it inside to McKenzie. McKenzie few moves over top, but Koki.
Yeah, and Koki just trying to keep it clean. Didn't want to get called for no foul right there, so you've seen his hands up pretty straight. Did everything that you can as a defender cleanly.
Now Sompa on the attack over Tucker. Tucker stands tall. Textbook defense. Trine has done a lot of things right on the defensive end in this second half, just staying as clean as they can after a really foul-heavy first half. And right there, Lewis is feeling it.
Yeah, and this is the Trine that most people were expecting to see throughout that first and second quarter.
And whether or not they're making it from the three-point line, they've got some flashiness to it. Hannafin wants to respond, but nothing. And now the Hornets starting to lose it, and a really great pass from Flood to Bradshaw. I mean, momentum, as you said, Maya, is in Trine's favor, and right there, the Hornets just kind of lost their speed.
Yeah, you got to take the timeout. So I like the timeout call there, but I almost wish it was a little bit earlier. I felt like this break was kind of building for a good minute or so. So maybe you break that up a little bit earlier with an earlier timeout. I know you kind of hold out the timeout call until it's needed, but right there, I feel flow, as you said, momentum, just really, really favoring Trine right now. This is what you expected to see from Trine majority of the game, and now it seems like they're coming alive. We talked about how the Hornets kind of have a little bit of trouble closing it out in that fourth quarter, in that second half. So this is kind of what we're seeing from that. So it's now just seeing, can they flip that switch? Can they close it out a little bit cleaner tonight? We're going to find out. I mean, there's only so much time that you get in a timeout to plan out your next moves and your next attack.
And Maya, you know, it's interesting. Last media timeout, I was talking about how things can just change so rapidly fast, and people can score at will so fast. And Trine, they did that there. A 17-point lead now. It is impressive. This is why they're one of the best teams in the MIAA conference, and right now it is a toss-up between them, Hope, and Calvin. Kalamazoo, of course, not in conversations this year, but maybe they'll try to switch that up and pull through today against Trine. But they're going to need it fast, and they're going to need it right now. Hannafin through the lane, loses it, going to stay though, off Tucker.
You know, for the lane that Hannafin had right there, it was a nice idea.
Oh, well, okay, another timeout, Maya.
Or no, it looks like it's a media timeout at that. Yeah. So, I mean, we could take a minute and kind of entertain here.
Yeah, you know, I think something I've noticed this season, you know, in all sports for Kalamazoo, you know, it's basketball season, super basketball focused. I think I've done almost every single men's game this year, and although it hasn't been the most successful year, it has been a lot of fun. I've just seen this team, especially today in warm-ups, if you were able to watch just a tiny bit from the camera angle you have, maybe a couple players are slipping in at half court, just the chemistry you can already tell has gone up a couple notches from the first few games this season, and that's natural. But even though it hasn't been what they've expected, they've lost a lot of games, they're still holding their heads high and still entertaining each other, still having fun. And I think that speaks a lot to what this team might be able to do later on. And looking ahead to next year's, they've got some deep talent in the sophomores, juniors, and freshmen.
Yeah, important to note. I mean, you still got 10 minutes, 17 seconds here. I have seen teams come back from worse. I have seen live Clipper games where they've come back from worse. So a lot still to be told here in this Hornet story.
And indeed, you are correct, Maya. And fouls like that are the fouls Trine's going to want to stay away from if they want to keep their lead. And so just a little bit off on the shot clock here. I was just informed my new shot clock and all kind of timing stuff, all new, just recently came in. So more accuracy.
Nice.
That shot is blocked, though, from Bandemer in the corner. Flood to Tucker. Tucker inside to McKenzie, and that's just beauty on display from Trine.
Yeah, good connections, good passes, good court awareness, knowing where all your teammates are on the floor and able to just connect like that. Really, really nice textbook play.
Nash wanted to find Koki, and I like the idea, but a turnover. Lewis thought about it. Bradshaw, and another three from Bradshaw. He's got 24 tonight. And this game has gotten out of hand pretty quick for the Hornets. Anything to take the lid off the hoop would feel fantastic. Nash to Sompa. Sompa has some lane, and just as I say that, Maya, they take the lid off the hoop.
And that's something that Sompa has been trying all night. He's had kind of a little bit of a lower success rate with it, but right there when you need it, he comes through. So really, really nice there to see from Sompa.
And now Trine look as comfortable as ever taking shots like that out there. It doesn't fall, though. And Bandemer, ball just kind of slips out of his hands. So Blackwood is coming back in. So is Stevens and Kiefer. Haven't seen a lot of Kiefer today. Coach Giard, has been playing Kiefer quite a bit. He's just such a fantastic shooter. Maybe we'll get a little spark from him. Hornets giving Tucker a little too much room after he gets a nice cut to the middle of the lane. Nash on the outside, taking it through. Passes out to Sompa. Sompa to Kiefer. Got some ISO work, gets doubled. They try to find Stevens on the inside. It's the right idea, but Trine. Some just really great defense. Tucker gets it swatted away from Sompa.
Yeah, good work there by Sompa defensively again. If you can't put in the work on one side of the ball, you got to put it in on the other side of the ball. So defensively right now, Hornets still really, really putting in the work. They just need the shots to fall.
Bradshaw downtown, no. And so the Hornets, they've really slowed down the pace. And now Kiefer for three in the corner. Hey, there you go. That feels good.
Especially for Kiefer, who has, again, we mentioned a little bit quiet tonight, but to let a three fly like that, hey, what better way to end your night, right?
Definitely, and he's got one of the nicest jump shots I have seen. Quick release. And right there, Brenner just slips through the lane. Everyone on Trine is just trying things. Stevens had some room, looking for the corner, but draws contact. Hey, and one. And Crane a little defeated after that one. You don't want to give fouls like that there, and even Coach Vanderwall is pretty upset about it.
I actually think he calls the timeout.
Oh, yep.
So again, I mean, it only goes to show too, you can tell that this Trine team is expecting a little bit of a different outcome, and the fact that the Hornets are still able to hold in, kind of keep this game competitive, I mean, it says a lot. He's obviously not happy.
No.
The Trine team is still looking to improve, and then the Hornets, continue. Like right now, I feel a little bit more of that spark, right, that we kind of had in that first quarter. So bring that back. Do what you can to kind of extend that now, because it's working out. Again, not 79-60, still got 7 minutes on the clock, a fast, quick tempo game. If you get on a scoring run, which is what I think Trine is fearing right now, is that if the Hornets get on this scoring run, it could end in a really, really tight game, tighter than what they were expecting.
Yeah, and some of the best coaches, and a lot of coaches just in general, they get upset. Even when they're up by over 20 or 19 points in Trine's case, they'll get upset about silly mistakes, as we just saw.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the UConn women's basketball team. I feel like I see them win a lot, but, when they're kind of like at that point difference, and even when they start messing up those passes, get overly confident, kind of see head coach there kind of get a little bit frustrated. So good to see nice coaching there, but still, you'd expect something different from both sides here. Right now, Trine does not want to let the Hornets get on a scoring run.
Definitely not, and you can tell Coach Vanderwall letting his freshman Crane understand these are those mistakes you don't want to make when you have a comfortable lead. But let's see, Maya, if the Hornets made some good adjustments after the timeout. Brenner from downtown. That one doesn't fall. A sigh of relief from the Hornets, and a rebound goes to them. Kiefer, Hannafin tries to give it to Blackwood, and Bradshaw almost saved it, but looks like it just had a foot out.
I actually think if Bradshaw would have saved it, that actually would have been a nice setup play for the Hornets. So maybe best case scenario for him there.
So they get the inbound. They haven't had too many problems with that this season. And now just an off-ball foul on Crane, and Vanderwall again is just a little upset with it. I don't know if he's upset with the ref or Crane.
Kind of hard to tell sometimes, right? And maybe it's a little bit of a built-up frustration from the start of this game, so kind of developed until now.
And I think something to note is when you have younger guys out there, players who aren't normally starters, you're harder on them. That's just how it is. And a lot of them are the future of your team. Brenner being a sophomore and Crane being a freshman as well. So just trying to build that type of experience. Heavy communication from Trine, lots of movement, not a single man standing still on those first few seconds of possession. Brenner inside, Crane, and he makes up for a couple silly fouls with a nice layup. I mean, he's got the skills, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that. Able to kind of fight through the traffic and then go up for the two. That you got to be happy about it.
And Bradshaw, just a classic tip out. Kiefer lost it. Brenner on the attack. Wanted to get the foul, and it was a close one, but nothing. Now Nash wants to get the three on target, but just short. Brenner, he gives it to Bradshaw. Jones wide open at the top. Short. Stevens with the rebound.
So maybe a little bit lucky there, especially since they gave Jones so much room.
And now Stevens, I mean, I like the idea. I like the move of the Euro step, but Trine right now, I mean, we know they're not trying to commit any fouls. So.
Yeah, and you also know that the officials are not really blowing the whistle in your favor. So, I mean, you got to maybe just continue the step and then follow through with the two instead of kind of trying to take a charge there.
And more fouls here for Trine. I mean, it's just kind of, odd. I've seen more off-ball fouls in this game than I think I've ever had, or at least in this season. It's interesting.
Yeah, you can tell Danny Flood a little upset with the call, doesn't agree.
Yeah, and those are things you just deal with as a player. You know, I don't think I've ever heard a player 100% agree with a referee. Even if the call goes in your favor, there's always going to be some sort of, you know,
I agree.
yeah, problem you've got with a former call. You focus on the negative, never the positive when it comes to that stuff. But call positively makes the first, doesn't get the second. And some good defense from Stevens, tipping that one away. And probably trying some new things out right now. You know, you're up by a significant amount. You're doing a classic 5-out offense. And Jones is open at the 3. He gets it.
Yeah, a little bit of a mental error there from the Hornets. They know Jones can let it fly. They know he has that three-point shot ability, and then giving him that room and that space.
And one goes to Stevens. Hey. There you have it.
Basket's good for J.J. Stevens at the line, shooting the bonus. Back in the game for the Hornets.
And you know, I'm starting to take a liking to Coach John Vanderwall, because every single foul we see out there, he is talking about it. He knows what's going on. And I like his personality, you know. He really cares about the game, that's for sure. But so does Coach Giard. He realizes these buckets might be able to give them a sort of momentum switch. Let's see what he tells his team.
Yeah, at this point, again, you have 4 minutes, 50 seconds left. Not the tightest of games, but you still look at the beginning of this game and you tip your hat. I mean, Hornets, you know they're capable of playing that well, and they did so in that first half. Always had a little bit of trouble closing out the game, and that's kind of what we're seeing now. It looks like they're still, like, you can tell that they're kind of knocking at that door. They're continuing to try to clean up their play, clean up their passes. I think this is like a known thing when you kind of know what you need to do to clean it up, but you're just not sure yet the right key to unlock that kind of password for you. So that's still something that they're trying to get at, and they're still trying to figure it out, maneuver some players around, continue maybe get into some full court press, something like that, and try to regain control of the game and close up the score a little bit, right? At least finish with something a little bit prettier.
And something I'd like to mention, my turnovers today for both teams haven't been a huge problem. Kalamazoo with 9, Trine with 8, and sometimes you can reason these mistakes and errors you have on offense and even defense because of fast break points off those turnovers. But today it's just been a shooting battle. It's really just been a shoot around for both of these teams, and Trine stayed consistent near the end. It's almost like they're playing horse sometimes. Trying to trade these shots back and forth, and Kalamazoo's trying to avoid to get that E. A nice move by Danny Flood, but rebound goes to Tucker, and gets called for the foul.
Yeah, unfortunate there, because I think if we would have kept that clean, that would have been a turnover to the Hornets. And you can tell a little bit of frustration from him right there.
And Tucker, as we know, accurate as ever at the line, 92%. And he gets the second one. So at this point, Maya, what do you start to do? Do you just start to chuck it up, chuck up threes, or do you run your sets?
You know, I run the sets, run the plays. I mean, the game is not over, and I feel like the Hornets play with that mentality as well.
And right there, you know, you want to see Stevens get inside the paint. He's been doing a really great job, 50% today, or excuse me, 50% on this season when he shoots the ball. And now on the inside, McKenzie. He saw that height advantage and took it.
Yeah, Mackenzie really utilizing his height tonight. You've seen him kind of start up after that first half, and then now you've come to this point where he is just on fire.
So the Hornets lose it there after the pass attempt. Something I like to mention, Maya, also, aside for Danny Flood, the point guard, standing at 5'10", all of their starters are over 6'3", and the Hornets, on the other hand, I mean, Hannafin is at 6 foot. Sompa, who has started a lot of games this season, is 5'11". Vandermeer, 6'2", and also sometimes just the way those players play, like Lewis especially, he is only listed at 6'3", but he plays very physical like a forward, and sometimes it feels as if Trine has just outsized them. They have been very gifted in that way. They're out reboarding Kalamazoo by 12, and I don't know, is there anything else you'd like to say, Maya?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to bring up something, something small but a little bit significant here, because, I keep talking about how much better this Kalamazoo team is playing in this Trine game. Well, I'll tell you what, they played Trine on January 28th, right? They did drop that game 81-62, but I looked more specifically to the breakdown of that game of the first half and the second half. In the first half, Kalamazoo was outshot 53-22, all right? You compare that to the first quarter of this game, I mean, that is tremendous improvement. Trine only outshooting Kalamazoo 50-44, so already a huge momentum change, and you can tell, that is just a progression of the season and a little bit more confidence from this team. It kind of gives you that spark as to what you might see next season as a little bit of newer talent comes in, and then you kind of have these players that have been coached by the seniors on how to play a little bit tighter as a group.
And playing a little bit tighter on defense there, the Hornets do a good job of getting the break, and now I think a foul is going to be called. Trying to get the fast break shot, and Nash kind of almost looks like he wanted to get the dunk put back.
You know what? I'd expect them to have a little bit of fun, right? It's senior night. I mean, if you're going to do it tonight.
And as you were saying, Maya, I mean, today we do see a significant improvement in that sense of improving against your opponents, and the Hornets have done a good job of that. They've adjusted multiple times. Hope has had actually a pretty difficult time playing against Kalamazoo. Coach Giard prepares really well against Hope, and I think has surprised the Dutch with their ability to make a ton of great defensive stops. And I don't know, this Hornets squad is full of weapons and full of players who are just good basketball players. So that's a general statement, but there's good, generally basketball players.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. As you said, sometimes it just comes down to the love of the game and then just being good at it. And this is what that Hornet team has. It's just about meshing those points together, meshing those strengths together, and you can see them that they're able to do it. It's just how far can they extend that. So a question that still needs to be answered maybe into the following season.
Ball's going to stay after Danny Flood misses a deep step-back three. And at his height, every shot has to kind of be a step back. But being 5'10" and getting all those three-point shots off is great. And speaking of three-point shots, Rochester Thomas gets a three-point ball to fall. Blackwood, foul's going to be called on the floor, but he's going to go to the line either way.
And you can tell Blackwood is not going to be happy with just kind of finishing off the night with these free throws. I'd expect him to try to get up and get a nice two once more. You seen there, he had a little bit of a fancy movement by the rim, and I want to see him give it another shot. I mean, senior night, let it fly.
And Blackwood gets that first one. It is a shame that we haven't been able to see more of him this season. He has, just a really, really great basketball IQ. He's all over the court. And for his size, he is so strong. Just a presence. And the second one is no good. He's only played in 4 games, Maya. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild, and it just like goes to sum up just a little bit of what this Hornet team was missing through the season as well. As you've seen his impact with just a couple of minutes tonight.
So Tucker over top of Sompa, and I mean, that is just hard because Sompa, it's a tough mismatch. Stevens now to Bandamer. Bandamer in the corner. Back to Stevens, and now Stevens just losing it. Call tried to get a step back 3. A good pass though from Stevens, gets deflected. And, you know, excuse me, Maya, I think it was more of a good idea there. Just good defense from Trine to cut off the passing lane.
Agreed right there. Kind of see a little, maybe a final goodbye here.
Yeah, Bandamer gets a nice cheer from the fan base. He has had himself a great season, playing in every single game he could and starting in every single game this year, and averaging just over 10 points. But I mean, he's had some fantastic shooting games. 37% from the 3-point line is impressive. And now Blackwood takes a second, gives head coach Giard a hug. I mean, it's a little bit sad. You know?
Yeah, I'm at a loss of words a little bit. I mean, you can tell the impact these seniors have had on the team, and you can feel it in the atmosphere. The parents in attendance, the family members, the peers, all kind of having this knowing feeling. You know, everybody kind of saying their goodbyes here.
And, you know, I think it's really sweet the way Coach Giard does it. He brings in all the freshmen, all the sophomores to play the last few minutes of this game, kind of like handing the torch down to his teammates, and I find that pretty sweet, I can't lie. But still basketball to be played, and Trine, they've also got some youngins in. Shot missed there from Robertson, but they get their own ball back, and now Jess Roller gets one in. Or excuse me, Nolan Bales gets that one to fall. Now Sompa over top of Bales, nothing.
And Sompa a little bit unlucky with his shots tonight, but he's still making an impact. The assists have been good. The passes have been there. Sompa still doing his job really, really well.
And it's a fun time when you get subbed in off the bench. Hornets are able to keep possession of the ball, but it's fun because this is your time to prove to coach, hey, I've got the ability to make a difference. So it's fun to see what they try to do here. A nice pass from Van Kampen. Caldo gets swatted by Michael Robertson. And foul is going to be called before the block, but whoa. That dude can get up, Maya. Wow. I mean, this is why they're on that Trine team, if you know what I'm saying. And so number 4, John Call, freshman from Clarkston, Michigan, is shooting these free throws. Although Nash has gotten a lot of attention as the kind of golden boy of the freshman here, I think there's certainly a lot to be said about the talent that these other freshmen have. But now, clock is going to tick down. Trine 96, Hornets 70. There you have it, Maya, for senior night and our last night here on home court.
Yep, not a bad one at all. I mean, a really, really nice way to send everybody off. You got everybody kind of getting up on that stat sheet, everybody included on the game. If you want a way to kind of finish off your career here at Kalamazoo, I feel like this says a lot. I mean, not only did you feel the impact that these seniors have had, you felt it through the atmosphere, you felt it through the players here in attendance. You got different sports teams. I see the baseball team here. I've seen parts of the football team here, as well as other teams. And then the parent presence, the family presence. You have all of these factors, friends in attendance and everything of the sort. Really, really nice to see how everybody kind of turned out for this basketball team, especially the senior squad.
Yeah, and as you said, Maya, this isn't one that they will really be complaining about because Trine is such a talented and fantastic team. You know, we can go through some stats here, and a good stat to see today is every single senior was able to score. Call had 8, Blackwood had 6, Hannafin, a really great night with 17, Stevens as well with 16, and we see Carter Bandemer with 8. So, I mean, you can't complain about how they've played today. Trey Bowling able to also get in and play a little bit, but I think he has had some injury problems, so wasn't able to get out there very much. But, I mean, I don't know, Maya, you want to take us through some other stats or things you've noticed out there?
Yeah, no, I feel like I've kind of repeated myself throughout the game. They played really, really well that first quarter, that first half really, right? Lost a hand a little bit in the second, but, you know, who really cares? You played well for your team tonight. You played well for your seniors tonight. For the family in attendance, you did your job. Freshmen, sophomores, everybody supporting the seniors on the team. You got Dougie Blackwood up on that leader and assist board. You got Hannafin up there on points. Stevens with 16. Call with 8. Bandermer with 8. I mean, everything has kind of been really, really a nice way to wrap it up for this senior squad. I'm a little sad I didn't get to broadcast more of the men's games. I enjoyed tonight, but if the last game I get to do is this one, it was nice to do it. So highly enjoyed it here. I'm pretty sure that wraps it up for me.
I agree, Maya. It's been fun broadcasting with you, and I know I mean, is there any other games we're going to be able to broadcast with each other basketball-wise?
You know what? Maybe women's basketball. Stay tuned for that as they continue their kind of season. They've been on the up and up, and then as well, you got lacrosse starting up, other sports, spring sports starting up. You can catch me on the softball broadcast and the baseball broadcast. Those are my 2 favorite right there.
That'll be your thing.
And then lacrosse as well. I'll probably dabble in that. So if you're a sports Hornet sports fanatic, I'll tell you, like, it's not over yet. A lot of spring teams to be watching and keeping an eye on. So we'll catch you there for that.
Yeah, a lot of sports incoming, a lot of things to watch this spring. And while the men's season, last game here at home, we've got a couple more women's games to watch, one this Saturday, so tune in for that. But I think that wraps it up for me, Maya. All good for you?
Yep, all good for me here.
All right, well, thank you all so much for joining us. It's been a fantastic night and a pleasure able to broadcast for men's basketball this year. I'm Quentin Powers.
And I'm Maya Pasillas.
And we will see you all very soon.